I was born in Jackson, Mississippi. I have two younger brothers. My family's amazing. They're very supportive. I've been very fortunate to have just an amazing support system. I played football all growing up. I really worked hard. That transitioned into middle school and then eventually high school football. Later on in high school, I decided that I wanted to join the military. I wanted to serve a purpose bigger than myself. I didn't want to wake up one day and regret not serving when I had the opportunity. I was with 2nd Battalion, 9th Marines out of Canton, North Carolina. I was aware in 2009 when I joined of what's at stake. I did know we were in a time of two wars, but my mindset was there's absolutely nothing that is going to stop me from becoming a Marine and serving my country. We worked very, very hard, and we got not only physically ready, but mentally ready. And we deployed late July of 2010 to Marj, Afghanistan, Helmand Province. It was very hot, very rugged, tough terrain to not only navigate, but to operate in. Flooded farmlands, flooded fields, wading through sewage canals to avoid IEDs. It was a difficult deployment. There was a lot of fighting every single day, sun up to sundown. My platoon got tasked with pushing south into another village so we could start setting up a new patrol base to operate out of. This was one of the last enemy strongholds of our area of operation. We pushed down and we took over the new patrol base, and very shortly after we had moved in came the first grenade attack. And we had 2 Marines and an Afghan National Army member get injured in that. We had never seen grenades from close range up until that point in our deployment.
On November 21st, 2010, the day following the grenade attack, Lance Corporal Kyle Carpenter and fellow Marine Nick Eufrasio were posted to a rooftop security position on the perimeter of the village. With sandbags in short supply, the two had little cover as they occupied a low-lying bunker.
I remember us going over the scenarios if a grenade was thrown up there, or if we started taking fire from this direction, how would we react? Nick Eufrasio is an amazing Marine, and I credit him with just saving so many lives while we were over there. Nick was always the one up front, and he was very aware of our surroundings, and I never went on a patrol without him, and he never went on a patrol without me.
Even as the 2 Marines continued to watch over the area, the enemy drew closer. A grenade was lofted onto the rooftop, landing near Carpenter and Eufrasio. The trauma from the blast erased his immediate memories of the event, but forensic review of the explosion revealed that Carpenter covered the grenade, absorbing the blast with the right side of his body. Nick Eufrasio suffered injuries, but survived the attack.
After the grenade and the explosion had happened, I remember trying to push myself up and I guess shake it off, and I couldn't feel either one of my arms. The next thing I thought of was my family and how devastated they were going to be that I was not going to survive and make it home from Afghanistan. And then I went unconscious. After I was injured, my fellow Marines and my Navy corpsman that was there with me did an amazing job to get to me as quickly as they could on the roof, and they fought very hard to keep me alive for that medical evacuation helicopter to arrive. As I was going unconscious, I kept telling them, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. And they just kept getting on my nerves and coming back with, you're gonna make it, you're gonna survive. When I arrived at the first Combat Trauma Roll 3 hospital, I was labeled PEA, which is patient expired on arrival. I had to be resuscitated multiple times. I arrived at Walter Reed November 28, 2010, and I spent almost 3 years there. I had injuries to both my eyes. I lost my right eye. I had penetrating shrapnel that had to be removed from my brain. The majority of my teeth were blown out from the blast. I had lacerations to 3 of the arteries in my neck. I had 30 fractures in my right arm. They were going to amputate, but they thought that they might be able to save it. An amazing doctor, Dr. Newman, saved my arm and did a great job, like all the doctors at Walter Reed. It took me roughly 5 weeks to wake up and to start regaining consciousness. First thing that I really remember was that my mom had decorated my room in the holiday spirit, and I remember opening my eye and seeing a Christmas stocking on my hospital room wall. First and foremost, I tried to stay strong and motivated for my family. I set little goals for myself. I first wanted to sit up in the bed for, say, 10 minutes, and then 20 minutes. I just had an amazing medical team behind me, and they really helped me to get to where I am today. Fast forward a few years and about 40 surgeries and a lot of therapy later, and I ran my first marathon. I think you just feel a better sense of yourself that you really push through something and you face adversity and have a perspective and an appreciation for life that sometimes can only be obtained through very difficult or trying, hard circumstances. I officially got the phone call in February of 2014. My mom was all worked up and nervous because I said I was going to put it on speakerphone so they could hear. Mom didn't know the requirements or the rules or regulations on putting the President of the United States on speakerphone.
It's my pleasure to let you know that based on the recommendations of the Secretary of the Navy and Secretary of Defense, for the award of the Medal of Honor for your courageous actions in Afghanistan in support of Operation Enduring Freedom.
Hand grenades are one of the most awful weapons of war. But we are here because this man faced down that terrible explosive power, that unforgiving force, with his own body to protect a fellow Marine.
I know that if 100 Marines were put in that position, they would have done the same thing for me. I saw altruistic sacrifice from my fellow Marines every single day for 4 months.
Kyle, you not only saved your brother in arms, you displayed a heroism in the blink of an eye that will inspire for generations.
It's a difficult medal to wear because of what comes with it. It represents our country, our history, those that have given life and limb. The medal represents sacrifice, not only from a military perspective, but in civilian life. From the smallest to the biggest thing, we're all presented with opportunities, and whether you're in the military or right here on the streets of Columbia, South Carolina as a civilian, everybody should serve. Without service and sacrifice, we would not have the nation we do today.